Hey, it's your girl Shay Shay. Today we're talking about a topic that's absolutely everywhere. Artificial intelligence. They sell us AI as the magic solution to all our problems. No more wasted time, no more mistakes, a perfect future. But what if they're hiding the dark side of the force? What if AI, instead of making us smarter as a collective, it's actually making us slower? Buckle up because this tea is a little bit bitter.
Hey, why don't you use AI more often? Well, isn't it destroying the environment? Isn't it making us dumber? And wasn't it made by stealing from countless writers and artists? And isn't it sending some people into psychosis? And isn't it taking people's jobs? And isn't it already a tool of environmental racism? And isn't it becoming so realistic that it's messing with our fabric of reality? Then no, I think I'm good.
Well, you should probably just embrace the new technology.
So not only is AI making you stupid, disrupting the labor market, but it's also contributing to the climate collapse, and you guys are still rooting for it in the name of convenience. This is why I say fear or hate or disdain for something is not enough. We need resistance. From the time AI started getting popular, I decided to take a definitive stance against it, even if that means it takes me hours to do something that it'll take other people 2 minutes. Because everybody has been accepting it into their day-to-day lives, there's been a complete switch. Labor, effort, writing, drawing, anything that's time-consuming is now seen as an inconvenience.
Maturing is realizing that ChatGPT is actually making you dumb.
Who said that? Hello?
This is an urgent message to be forecasted throughout the nation. Today, we have discovered a great amount of unidentified flying objects hovering over the planet. They have already abducted 100,000 civilians in the U.S. alone. But we will not take this lying down any further. We are waging war on the aliens, and they will serve as an example to all the cosmos that America is number one and the land of the free.
So before we begin this topic, I just want to say real quick, thank you so much for 1,000 views on all my videos. I've just reached that milestone. I'm very happy that it's happened so fast, and it couldn't have happened without all of you. I just want to say a huge thank you. I'm very much looking forward to the next milestone and to share it with you all. So today's topic, we're going into the fascinating and slightly terrifying world of AI. They sell it to us as the magic solution for the future, the thing that's going to solve all of our problems and save us time. But I've got a question. What if it's actually making our brains a little bit slower, making us so dependent that we forget to think for ourselves? And speaking of AI, I know, you've probably noticed that the pictures I use with my Shay Shay avatar are actually created by AI. I know, I am looking to change that in the future to maybe do something a bit more modern with a bit of animation. I'm looking into that, and I do plan to make the change eventually. And then also maybe I'll do like a face reveal at some point, but we'll see. Now, to be fair, this isn't the first time we've had this conversation. Humanity has been automating things for centuries. We build airplanes so we don't have to fly them anymore. In fact, autopilots now on certain of the newer models only need to fly at the beginning and at the very end of the flight. For a total of about 4 minutes. The computer does the rest of the flight. For decades, we've happily delegated control to machines to make our lives safer and easier. So maybe this isn't just an AI problem, maybe this is a us problem. The question isn't just whether we should automate, but how much control we're willing to give up and what we lose when we do it. Seriously though, we've reached a point of no return with all this fakeness. It was already annoying with the Instagram perfection and filters that turn you into an alien, but AI, it's put it on blast. We're now in a world where everything can be simulated. You can create an entire video with the script, images, and even voices. And the worst part is that Video can get views from robots. A bot, for those who don't know, is just an algorithm programmed to act like a person online. And now that these bots are not only commenting on videos, but they're creating fake controversies to drive engagement or also to push a certain narrative. You can literally have a rage bait debate in the comment section where no one is human. Robots yelling at another robot. So you could have one bot here and another bot on the other side of the world arguing with each other, and the spectator thinks that there's an entire debate going on when it's just algorithm playing us like fools. But the fakeness is just a symptom. The real problem is the hidden cost of AI. When you ask an AI to make an image of a kitten in a tutu, for example, it doesn't cost you anything, but there is a price. We're talking about massive server farms hidden away in warehouses that consume astonishing amounts of power. According to a study from the University of Massachusetts, training a single large AI model can emit over 284 tons of carbon dioxide, the lifetime equivalent of 5 cars. The AI that generates one perfect image also comes with an environmental price. It's a huge carbon footprint for the sake of convenience. And the mental cost is just as high. Research on cognitive offloading shows that our brains may be getting lazier by relying on AI for every small decision, from using a GPS to find our way to letting a chatbot write an email for us. We're literally losing our ability to think critically. We're giving away the mental muscles we used to rely on, and we're losing our ability to problem solve and be creative on our own. And this isn't just about losing our ability to write an email. This is about what happens when critical thinking is a matter of life and death. The crash of Air France Flight 447 is a perfect, albeit tragic, example. For decades, pilots have been trained to rely on automated systems. In the case of this flight, when the autopilot unexpectedly disengaged over the Atlantic Ocean, the pilots were suddenly forced to think critically and fly manually. In a state of confusion and panic, they made fatal decisions that caused the plane to stall and crash into the ocean, claiming all 228 people on board. The official investigation concluded that the pilots' failure to understand the situation and their lack of manual flying skills that they hadn't used in a long time, were major factors in the accident. The machine worked exactly as it was designed to, until it didn't, and the humans failed to correct. That is the ultimate cost of delegating control. And if we rely on AI for everything, the bill can be much higher. That's the case with medicine. We're sold AI systems capable of making miraculous diagnoses, but we're forgetting a crucial detail. AI is a reflection of the data we feed it. If it's trained on data from a majority of Caucasian patients, it's going to reproduce and amplify these biases. That's why the WHO warns against these systems. Remember the famous case of IBM Watson for oncology, which recommended dangerous and incorrect treatments. An AI might be great at beating a chess champion, but life isn't a chess game, and we're still a long way from being able to trust it with life or death diagnosis. Now, for any of you that do not know the IBM Watson for oncology situation, basically the system was found allegedly, I don't want to get sued, to have recommended unsafe and incorrect cancer treatments. This was because the AI was trained on a small set of hypothetical cases from doctors, not on a broad base of real patients' data. As a result, the system's flawed logic sometimes generated dangerous treatment advice that was inconsistent with medical guidelines. The biggest scam of AI is making us believe we can delegate everything to it. First our task, then our creativity, and finally our critical thinking. Deepfakes are the scariest example. With a click, you could create a video with a disturbing credibility to manipulate public opinion. We can't even trust our own eyes anymore. And the most unsettling part, it has direct consequences. We've seen people create AI avatars for platforms like OF and make a fortune based on creations that isn't real, completely deregulating the systems of the people who watch and consume this media. And I'm not talking about the computer systems. It's the death of authenticity for financial gain. AI doesn't create it copy-pastes. If we keep letting it do all of the work, what will be left of our own ability to innovate and to create?
Take a look at this clip, for example. It shows Biden and other world leaders watching a skydiving demonstration before the president is seen walking away and looking in another direction. Outlets claimed that he was sort of just aimlessly wandering away. The clip amassed millions of views within just a few hours, when actually if you widen out, you can see that he was talking to one of the members of the military that was participating in that.
So where do we go from here? The real question isn't whether AI is good or bad, but what we're using it for. You know, using AI for low cognitive, repetitive work can be incredibly useful. Just like factory automation freed up humans from back-breaking labor, AI can free us up to do better things, more creative, more intellectually challenging things. But this time it's different. Automation used to replace the human body. But now with AI, we're seeing new kinds of replacement. It's replacing the human brain. How do we stay human in this world that's thinking for us, that's taking over our positions in the workplace? That's the real challenge. Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more unfiltered Shay Shay analysis. Shay Shay out.